House to Home, brought to you by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Welcome everybody. We got a real interesting episode of House to Home from you. Liz and Gina are here. Our friends, our dear friends. I must qualify that because we've been doing this so many years now. It's good to hear your advice on something. Now, one thing I've always wondered, ladies, is why is it incumbent on realtors to always ask me or anybody else there when I approach you about services, if you always ask if I've been pre-qualified? For me, it's just like, okay, well, you know, they're soliciting some sort of information. I would assume, Gina, some people don't take too kindly to that kind of information. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've had friends pull me aside and ask me, you know, they feel insulted, or, you know, it's like, well, why are you guys asking us that question? I mean, it's almost as if, you know, what they hear is if we don't give them the right answer, you guys don't want to give us the information or help us with anything if I say I haven't been pre-qualified. So yeah, some people get offended. You know, they're wondering, well, what if I haven't been pre-qualified? Are you not going to give me the information? But the honest truth is, in order for us to be really helpful, in order for the information to really make sense to the customer, we need to know where you're at. And it's okay if you haven't been pre-qualified. I mean, we're not saying you must be pre-qualified, but the reason we ask is some properties, when you call on the property and we know you've been pre-qualified or you haven't been pre-qualified, we can explain to you in more detail what you need to do if you're interested in that particular property that you're calling about. Because just because you get pre-qualified for a mortgage loan doesn't mean that mortgage loan is applicable to that property you're calling me on. It could very well be, but some cases it's not. So we have to be able to tell you that, or else we're just wasting your time.
And as you've emphasized many, many times on this program, especially Liz, service is what you're all about at RE/MAX.
That's right. So we try to educate all our clients when they come to us about buying that pre-qualification is pretty critical. And if they haven't been, we try to help them get that done with the banks. And part of the reason is we've helped many people in the past, early on, where they would maybe make a selection on a property and to be disheartened that they didn't qualify for that particular budget. So we try to make it as easy and painless as possible by identifying which bracket of price tag that will work for them, and then we pretty much narrow down the list of properties that fit that profile. So it is critical that we go through that process. And if they haven't been pre-qualified, like I said, we will assist them in that process. It just makes it a lot easier. We've had situations as well where people have been pre-qualified, but sometimes they don't realize pre-qualification is just one step. Part of the other process is they need to do a credit check. And if they've had any delinquencies on any loans or rents or something that's been recorded on their file, it throws their application out the window. So, and then there's always a solution to every problem. So even though they've been rejected for a loan, for example, there's another solution to that. And then we kind of give them advice on how to get past that.
Yeah, and even though, Gina, this is something that has been worked out, like Liz just said, between the customer and the bank, that number, like how much have they been pre-qualified for, it's not a matter of national security. It may be like, you know, like a little personal to you because it represents, you know, your earnings, your income. But am I right in assuming that it's no more secretive than just saying, like, from a car dealer asking me, like, how much would I like to put down on a car?
Well, if you're going to be secretive about your pre-qualification amount, it makes it even more, it makes it harder for me personally to be able to target the right properties.
Now, your credit score, that's something that people like keeping under wraps.
You don't need to share your credit score with me.
So there is a difference between the two.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the reason I really want to know what type, you know, have you been pre-qualified? If you say no, I'll help you go through the steps. If you say yes, I want to know what kind of loan did you pre-qualify for. And then the other thing I always ask them is, okay, for that particular type of loan, did the lender actually share with you all the requirements that you need to be aware of? Because I find a lot of loan officers don't go through all the details. Here's what you pre-qualified for, end of story. Well, there's a lot more to those pages than they tell you, but sometimes they're in a hurry. Maybe some loan officers think they could tell you this at the end. Well, that information is actually critical in the beginning, because when you find property, we have to tell you if that property is conform to the loan. The other thing that's really surprising to me is they'll tell you what you pre-qualified for. So I'll ask, do you know what your monthly payment is going to be? Because I have a series of questions that I ask them. So when they tell me the amount they qualify for, in some cases, I've been curious to see if they know what the amount is that they're going to pay every month.
Right.
And sometimes when I tell them, do you realize your payment's going to be this amount? No, I didn't. Do you realize you have to come up with this much money to get that loan? Well, they told me it's a 100% loan. Yes, it is, but there's a lot of details to this.
You know,
And
like
if you-
out of pocket. Like,
Yeah,
like she
so if
says,
you tell me the whole picture, I can be more helpful
Exactly.
with you.
So basically the thing is, it's, again, you know, like it's not something that you want to keep under wraps. It's
Right.
not necessarily a matter of embarrassment for either party and everything. So
Well-
it's better to disclose it, both of you, so that
Right.
you can have a better
and
relationship.
the other thing is, just because they pre-qualify, let's say you qualify for 500,000, you don't have to use it. Just tell us, we
That's right.
pre-qualify for 500, we only want to spend 200,000. And not a problem.
So
Our
long
job
story
is to
short,
help,
this,
yes.
this is yet another small puzzle piece in the larger
Yes.
puzzle of going towards that journey of buying a home.
Yes.
Find a good realtor, will steer you in the right direction.
Direction.
Well, you two are certainly two of the best. And if I ever get to the point when I'm going to
Ready
buy a
to
home,
buy.
I'm going to go with both of you guys. I'm going to split the difference and split the commission.
That
I'm,
Not a
works.
problem.
I'm more than
we
happy.
do it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Can you,
Yeah.
can you guys tag
Yes.
team on that?
Yes, we do. We
always
do it all
do.
the time.
Okay, well, I know who my two realtors are, and they would certainly be happy to work with you too. Please give them a call, ladies and gentlemen. And stay tuned, because we are back right after this.